Hey, it's Mr. B, and I'm gonna try to go as quickly as I can through our practice regions. If I go too fast or you got any questions, the test corrections are due Tuesday. So watch this over the weekend and then come in Monday and ask me questions if I went too fast on any of these questions. But make sure I'm not just writing down what I say or what I put down. Try to actually understand it, because way more important than this practice regions is the real one. But I'm going to try to go fast so this video isn't too long. Number one, I need to factor this three-term thing. Whenever I have three terms, it's A and M. I have to find two numbers that multiply to negative 40, but add to 3, right? So my factors of 40 are going to be 140, 220, not 3, sorry, 5, 8, 4, and 10. And I need some combo of this to get me a 3, and I see it's 5 and 8. But the important part is I have to add to a positive 3, so it must be the positive 8 and a negative 3, and that answer is 2. Number 2 is just definitions. I know that degree is the highest exponent. Degree is highest exponent. So my highest exponent needs to be 4. Okay, that's not 4. That's not 4. That's 4 and that's 4. But just by knowing that one definition, it's a 50-50. Then it says a leading coefficient of 2. That means the number in front is a 2. That doesn't help me. And a constant value of 5. Constant equals number without the x. So the constant is the number without the x. Therefore, that needs to be 5. The number without the x, 5. Number 1. Number 3, I just plug in this into there, right? Because it wants to know g of x is this. When x, I replace the x, see, with negative 3. So I should do that in my equation. So it's negative 2x squared, so I should put g of x equals negative 2x squared plus 16. When I replace everything with negative 3, I get this. I replace the x with negative 3. I can just calculate it from here, but negative 3 squared, that's 9. Negative 2 times 9, that's negative 18. Negative 18 plus 16 is negative 2. Negative 2. Number 4 is just a calculated question. Given this and this graphed on the same set of axes, whenever they tell me to graph it or they give me equations, I can graph it and make my life easier. I want the x values that they cross. So I want the x values for which they are the same. So I'm going to take out my calculator. Move it over here so we can see it best. Turn it on. I hit my y equals button, because y equals will graph. I'm going to put both of these equations exactly as I see them into my calculator. I now hit this top right button here, which is graph, so I can see it. But the problem with the graph is that it doesn't show the full picture, because stuff is going on up here. Maybe they cross again, maybe they don't, I don't know. My graph ran out of space. So the best way to do it is second graph, because second graph gives me a table. Now I'm looking for where the x's and the y's are the same. So this first one here is 0. The first one is 0, and that's negative 15, not the same. 1, negative 7, not the same. 4, 1, not the same. 9 and 9, those are the same, which means at x is 3, they are the same. So 3 is good, but notice how they're trying to trick you. Some people are just going to click that right away and move on. However, if I keep looking, 4 is not the same. 5, they're back to being 25 again. And that means they're the same at both 3 and 5. And for that reason, it's 3. And that kind of makes sense because this is a U shape, right? A U and a line don't always cross twice, but can cross twice. So I should look to make sure if they do cross twice or not. Number 5, I need to know what the word linear means. Linear means it changes by same amount each time, as opposed to exponential, which changes by different amounts. What does that mean? As I go here, right, I look at my y part of the table. I went from 6 to 1. How much did I change by? I changed by -5. I went down 5. But then I went 1 to -2. Going from 1 to -2, that's only down 3. And -5 and -3 are not the same. Therefore, it's not linear. Number 2, or letter G, this is down 1, right? 3 to 2 is down 1. 2 to 1 is down 1. 1 to 0 is down 1. I look pretty good. But then I go from 0 to 1. And 0 to 1 is +1. And 1 to 2 is +1. So the question is down 1 and +1 the same? No, they're not the same, so no good. Letter H, I'm changing from -1 to -2, that's down 1. -2 to -4, that's down 2. And those are different things. No good. J, I went -11 to -7, that's actually getting +4. -7 to -3, that's +4. -3 to 1, that's +4. 1 to 5, that's +4. 5 to 9, that's +4. And I'm +4 the entire time, which means that one's linear. J. Number 6 is also mostly just definitions. Given this function, I need to shift it. So I gotta know my function transformation rules, right? I want left 3. And the rule is, if it's at the end, it's up and down. If it's in parentheses, it's left and right. So this one here at the end is 3, which means it's up 3. This one here is -3, which means down 3. This one here is in parentheses, so it's left and right. But since it's -3, that's right 3. This is +3, so it's left 3, which is kind of weird and not intuitive. It's because the parentheses make it flip when you take it out. I can explain that more Monday, but more importantly, not more importantly, but if you wanted to get it right, memorize x -3 in parentheses, that's right. X +3, that's left. And I want left 3, so it's 4. Number 7, I want the zeros of this. So I'm going to write it out over here. And I need to find when each of these equals 0. When does x -5 equal 0? I could do this math. I know it's just 5. When does 3x + 6 equal 0? I can do this math. -6 - 6. 3x equals -6. Divide by 3, divide by 3. X equals -2. And some people are going to stop there, and they're going to forget about this. When does x equal 0? It's kind of a silly question. When x is 0. But these are my 3 zeros, and therefore it's 2. Notice how number 4 is there, because plenty of people are just going to put that. But whenever there's an x out in front like that, it always has a 0 at 0. Always. Number 8 is the box plot question. When I get a box plot question, the first thing I want to do is put these numbers in numerical order. 69, 70, 70, 71, 72, 74, 76, 78. And I mean this sincerely. You might forget a number. I might forget a number. To make sure I don't forget a number, the best thing to do is count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 numbers here, so I must have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I do, so I'm good, but sometimes, even myself, and you will forget one. Just make sure you don't forget one. For the box plot, the way the box plot works is, this is my number line. It's going to be the minimum value and the maximum value, and then a box in between, right? So the minimum and the max are the two easiest parts to actually see because you don't gotta do much math. What's the minimum? Well, that's just 69. What's the maximum? 78. So I should look at these box plots and make sure the minimum is 69 and the max is 78. This minimum, the spot at the end of the box plot, is a 65. And the max is 85, which is not what I want. Same with this one. Max 65, min 65, max 85. Not what I want. I want min 69, max 78. This one here, 65, 66, 67, 68, has a minimum at 69, so I'm good. And a max at, 75, 76, 77, 78. This one could be good. This one here also has the minimum at the same spot, max the same spot. So it's a 50-50 between these two, just by knowing the max and the minimum, which isn't that crazy to know. The difference between these two is actually the middle line, which is the next best thing to do. That middle line is the median. To find the median, I need to cross off these numbers from both sides. Boom, 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 boom. And I can't keep going because I have no numbers left. But I cross it off from the left, I also gotta do it from the right. So if I did that, I'd be out of numbers. So I can't. So I'm somewhere in between 71 and 72. What's in between 71 and 72? 71.5. So I need my median to be 71.5. This median comes down here, and it looks like it's 71, 72. Looks like it's 73 to me, which is no good. This median comes down here, which is somewhere in between 71 and 72. 71.5. That one is good. That one is the answer. 9. I see average rate of change. Whenever I see average rate of change, that's AROC. Whenever I see AROC, it's this formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 every single time. But then it has to tell me for what coordinates though, because it gives me 5 coordinates here. Which ones do we actually want? I want between 1 and 3. So I care about 1 and I care about 3. So my coordinate is going to be 1, 10, 3, 2.5. I chose those 2 coordinates because those are the ones they told me they cared about. 1 and 3. Now, how did I know that this was x? Time, if they don't tell me, is always x. Time, if they don't tell me, is always x. Then, I need to pick out a y2 and a y1, x2 and an x1. It doesn't matter. I know this is an x, that's a y. That's an x, that's a y. That's important. But it doesn't matter which one I make 1, which one I make 2. I'll make this one 2 and 2, this one 1 and 1. Plug it in. y2, which is 10, minus y1, which is 2.5, over x2, which is 1, minus 3. I do this and I get 7.5 over negative 2, just by subtracting across. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Put that in the calculator and you'll see it's choice 2. Number 10. Number 10 is one of my least favorite questions on the whole test because it's hard to know what to do. It just says which equation has the same solutions. And you can start solving all of these, but it's what you should know is whenever they give you a set of parentheses like this, squared, equals another number, this is their code for complete the square. And they want you to see that this is what the answers look like when you complete the square. So I have to complete the square with this. X squared plus 6x minus 18 equals 0. To complete the square, I have to kick out this number here. That doesn't work. What's the opposite of minus 18? Plus 18. Kick it out. If I do it to one side, I do it to the other. I'm left with x squared plus 6x equals 18, right? I kicked it out. Now I gotta make a new friend. To make a new friend, it's b divided by 2 squared. What's my b term? My b term is 6. So it's 6 divided by 2. That's squared. Let me do this down here so I'm not crazy. What is 6 divided by 2? That's 3. What's 3 squared? That's 9. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. Okay? Now I can factor these 3 over here. What multiplies to 9 adds to 6, x plus 3, x plus 3. But instead of writing it twice, I'm going to put it once and put a square. And then 18 plus 19, that's 27. So it means my answer must be 2. Cool. Hardest part about that is knowing to complete the square, in my opinion, and then just following the complete the square rules. Number 11, which is irrational. Okay, so again, irrational means the square root I don't know. That's what makes it irrational. Do I know what the square root of 20 is? I don't. Put in my calculator, it tells me some terrible decimal. But you might be thinking, yeah, but I could simplify it. And you're right, I can. I could simplify it to this. But I still don't know what square root of 5 is. So simplifying doesn't actually help me. This stays irrational. This 3 I know, but it's attached with this radical 5. Do I know what radical 5 is? No. Irrational. What's the square root of 144? Is there any number that can multiply getting 144? Yes, there is. 12. And the number 12 is just rational. Meaning that 1 and 2 are irrational and 3 is rational. So which of the following are irrational? 1 and 2. 12. That is about a tiny bit. 12. I want it to be a function. What I need to know about a function is that the x's can't repeat. X's can't repeat. X's can't repeat. But I have graphs here. And the easiest way to do if a function is a graph, if a graph is a function or not, is called the vertical line test. What's the vertical line test? It's just, can I draw a straight line through any point in the graph and only touch it once? If I could draw a straight line anywhere and only touch it once, it's a function. So I'm gonna start here on letter A. If I draw a straight line here, I only touch it once. Straight line here, only touch it once. Straight line there, only touch it once. Therefore, this is a function. Same with B. If I draw a straight line, only touch it once. Only touch it once. Only touch it once. Don't get fooled by this x-axis. That's not the graph. The graph is this line up here. And it only touches it once, which means it's a function. That's not the case for D. If I draw a straight line there, I touch in 2 places. Buzz doesn't work. Not a function. If I draw a straight line here, I'm touching at a million places. The mathematical word, an infinite amount of places, and therefore doesn't work. I need to draw straight lines that only touch it once. Therefore, it's only A and B, which is 2. Make sure we're reading the questions because a lot of people are going to say, oh, A, that's not a function. Boom, move on. But it's A and B because of choice. Sometimes people who make this test are trying to trick you. Don't let them. Number 13. Given the systems of equations, a step in solving by using the substitution method would be. So, I want to substitute here. The rule is, put a big star. Best to use number with 1 in front. What does that mean? If I want to substitute, I gotta get one of these variables by itself. But I don't want to get this by itself because I'm gonna have to divide by 2 at the end. I don't want to get this by itself. I'm going to have to divide by -3 at the end. This one, I got to divide by 4 at the end. This y is the best one to get by itself. And they know, people who make this test know that y is the best one. That's the one they want you to use. So y plus 4x equals 5. I can get this y by itself. How do I get this y by itself? I minus 4x minus 4x. I'm left with only y over here. Can 5 and a 4x combine? No, so it's just stuck. 5 minus 4x. Once I have this y by itself, I can take this y and plug it in to that y there. So my equation is 2x minus 3y equals 10. but I'm physically going to replace this y, erase it, and I'm going to put what the y is in its place. I could keep going. If I want to actually solve the question, I would keep going, but I'm done here. That's all I want. I want to step in the process. This matches 3 exactly, so I'm done. The hardest part there, it's substituting. I gotta get one of these variables by itself. How do I know which one to get by itself? The one without the number in front is the best to get by itself. Number 14. Number 14, this person, James, this was step 1, and it became this. So what changed? You had this, and it became this. What did James do? He must have multiplied to both numbers, and that's called distributing. That's called distributing. Number 15. Don't let them fool you. They're going to give you a random, tricky formula equation, right? And you're going to say, oh, kinetic energy. I've never seen that before. Maybe I saw it in science class, but like in math, what's going on? Don't worry about it. Don't let them fool you. K equals 1/2 mv squared. You don't actually have to know anything about kinetic energy to get this right. It tells me I want m written by itself in terms of the other ones. Don't let them fool you. M by itself. Even look at the choices. I want m by itself. So I have to get rid of this 1/2 next to it, and I have to get rid of this v squared next to it. I'm first going to get rid of 1/2. To get rid of 1/2, the easiest way to do it is to multiply by the reciprocal, which I'm going to multiply, that's just a fancy way, multiply by the bottom over the top. The reciprocal of 1/2 is 2/1, which is just 2. So I'll multiply this whole right side by 2. If I multiply 2 times 1/2, that goes away. I think I used too much math language. I'm going to say it one more time. I have to get rid of a half. If I multiply by 2, 2 halves make a whole. That'll make that go away. If I multiply the right side by 2, I must also multiply the left side by 2. I don't know what 2k is, so I leave it as 2k over mv squared. And again, I need my m by itself. There's a v squared next to it. How are they attached? They are multiplying because I don't see any operation in between them. To get rid of multiplying, I divide by exactly what's next to it. The whole v squared. Get rid of it. And therefore I'm left with m equals 2k over v squared, which is 1. When this is subtracted from this. So I'm taking this from this, which means this one on the right, which I put in, thank you, smartboard, like this, goes first. They're trying to trick you. This taken from this. So I put this first, and I take away this. And I take away this. Very, very, very important. I can't say it enough times. I'm taking away this whole thing, right? I'm not just combining 8 and negative 4. I'm taking away 8 from negative 4. So I have to distribute this negative and take away every single one of those. So it becomes 5x cubed plus 3x minus 4 minus, I distribute this and it flips it, minus 6x cubed plus 2x. It was minus 2x, put a negative in front, it became plus 2x. Negative and plus 8 became minus 8. Now I combine like terms. Don't forget to distribute the negative. That's how they're going to get you. Don't let them get you. Combine like terms. That is 5x cubed. That's 6x cubed. 5 minus 6, that's negative 1x cubed. Positive 3x, positive 2x, those combine, positive 5x. Negative 4, negative 8, those combine, negative 12. Find the one that matches. 3. I'm going to say that one more time. Once I distribute the negative, it's just combining like terms. To combine like terms, they have to have the same number of x's. That has 3, that has 3. Combine the numbers in front. 5 and a minus 6, that's negative 1. X and an x. 3 plus 2, 5x. Negative 4, negative 8, negative 12. 17. I need the product of 2 square root 10 times 3 square root 2. Whenever I have this, I multiply out by out, in by in. Outside, 2 times 3, that's 6. Inside, 10 times 2, that's 20. It's not there. What went wrong? Well, I didn't do anything wrong. I know my rules are good. Out by out, in by in. I just know I can simplify the square root of 20. How do I know that? Because there's a perfect square that can go into 20. What perfect square goes into 20? Square root 4 and 5. What are the perfect squares? 4, 9, 16. 4 can go into 20. And what's nice about the square root of 4 is that it's 2. So it becomes this. But this 6 and this 2 must multiply on the outside, and I get 12 radical 5, which is choice 1. Don't panic. When you have these square root questions, when you have the radical questions, you often have to simplify at the end to see the final answer. And lastly, for the multiple choice, I got this Usain Bolt question. I don't have to read much of it. I see these answer choices, and I'm like, okay, I have to cross things off and to figure out which way this person wants it. This person wants kilometers per hour. Can be found, whatever. I want kilometers per hour, right? So I need kilometers on top, hours on the bottom. Cool. When you have these conversion questions, it's best to just start crossing things off and see what you're left with. So I need to make sure I'm left with kilometers on top, hours on bottom. On number 1, right, I see seconds here and I see seconds here. I can cross those off. I don't even care about the numbers here. I just want to make sure it's kilometers per hour. So seconds on top, seconds on bottom, got it. Then I see M and M, which stands for meters. Meters on top, meters on bottom, see ya. Then I see minutes. Minutes on top, minutes on bottom, see ya. And I'm left with hours over kilometers, which is close. They're trying to get me, but it's not what I want. I want kilometers on top of hours, and that's wrong. No good. Number 2, I see meters here, right? I need to find meters on the bottom. Meters are not on the bottom. Meters are on top. Problem. Not gonna work. Immediately wrong. Number 3, I see meters on top, meters on bottom. Nice. I see kilometers on top, nothing. Okay. I see minutes, gone, gone. Hours, I see that there's seconds on bottom twice. And I can't cross off anything anymore. I'm not left with kilometers on top, hours on bottom. The seconds I can't get rid of this is just wrong. Whenever I see the same unit on the same level, like either top, the same unit on bottom, or the same unit on top, I know it's instantly wrong. Lastly, I see meters, meters. I see seconds, I see seconds. I see minutes, I see minutes. I'm left with kilometers over hours, which is exactly what I want, and therefore 4 is the answer. How can I best show my work on my homework solutions for this? Instead of writing it all out, I would just write cross off units on top and bottom until I find what I want. That's all the multiple choice. I hope that made sense. Again, if that didn't make sense, come in Monday with questions.